Hey everyone, welcome to InstaClass by Amity Online. I am Nuka, that is the artist that I have evolved into. As Anushka Manchanda, I actually studied at Amity International School, Noida, so it's kind of cool to be back here and be doing this. Now, I have 20 minutes with you, and I have 20 years of work that I have done. Um, and the learnings from that I want to try and compress into this 20 minutes. So uh, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but there are certain important key things that I would like to talk to you about. I want to start with talking about going with the flow. Now, this was the philosophy with which I functioned. Okay, this is how I did a lot of things. It could sound possibly quite esoteric, going with the flow, but it's like I really believe that there's this great big universe, and the planets are revolving around the sun, at least in our solar system, and the moon affects the tides, and there's just all this energy, there's gravity. So there is this great big energy that I feel that exists, and that if we were just to put ourselves in the flow of that energy, then we would be in the place that we need to be, doing the things that we need to do. So going with the flow, and it worked for me very well. Okay. I randomly, there was a contest on TV when I was 17, and they were looking for an all girl band. So I went into this contest and I won, and suddenly I was a part of Viva, which was possibly one of the biggest all girl bands that this country has ever seen. Then the band was about to split, and I got called in to audition for music television for Channel V. So I said, "Chalo, theek hai, kar lete hain." So I went in for the audition, and I became a VJ. I was doing all these amazing shows, traveling around the country, and then I got called in to do a performance. And they said, "Oh, you're the girl who was part of Viva, and we would love for you to come and perform." I was like, "Stage performance? I'd never done this. Only with Viva, never done it on my own." So then I started doing shows. Then I got called in to do a Tamil song. Didn't speak the language then, don't speak the language now. I have a bunch of Tamil songs that I've sung. Got called in to do a Tamil song, got called in to do a Telugu song, got called in to do a Hindi song, all around the same time, and all of them were super hits. So suddenly I became a playback singer. And it was super bizarre, because if you actually had asked any of the girls in the band at that time, now y'all are quite young, so I don't know if y'all remember. Maybe you were too young at the time, but there were 5 girls in my band. And if you had asked that ye pancho mein se who is the least likely to get into Bollywood playback singing, that would have been me. And I landed up there. So I was going with the flow. That's basically what it was. I got called in to audition for a film. So I went in, and then I did Angry Indian Goddesses. I traveled all over the world with that film, went to festivals, the film won. It was this going with the flow was really working for me. And then around the time that Angry Indian Goddesses came out, I think it was like 2015 or 16, I just realized that all of this work that I had done, none of it was mine. I was singing for films that people had called me in to do. "Aa jao bhi gana ga lo," गा लिया, ये लो lyrics, ये है film, ये scene है, इसमें ऐसे ऐसे हो रहा है, अभी आपको ये गाना है. अच्छा ठीक है. अच्छा ये शो हो रहा है, यहाँ पे आओ, बट वो शो में बॉलीवुड गाने बजेंगे, सो आप पॉपुलर गाने गा सकते हो. अरे भाई, मैंने वो गाने गाए ही नहीं है. नहीं नहीं, पर वो शो में आप गा सकते हो. अच्छा ठीक है, चलो गा देते हैं. whatever. there was a there was something that was happening to me, and I think that I don't know if you guys have I'm sure you've heard about this existential crisis. At some point you're like, who am I? What am I doing with my life? What's my purpose? And I think that I was there. And it was funny because I had success. Yes, I am blessed. Thank you, Priyanka. I really feel like I am blessed. Um, I had success. Okay, now success also, what does success mean? It means different things to different people. But I was successful with my work. I was doing a lot of music for, like, singing for a lot of films. I was doing shows. I was making money. I was featured in all these magazines. I was always on these best dressed lists, and I was, whatever, winning like awards, and it was. I mean, everything was fine, but I just felt alienated from all of this because I said, this is not. Is this what I want? Like, and then now I'm sure you guys have heard about Pandora's box, but I always talk about the Indian version of Pandora's box, which is Bhanumati ka Pitara. And around this time, I feel like I opened Bhanumati ka Pitara, and all this information came out at me, and I realized that what I had thought, that the worst thing that could happen to me was heartbreak. That's what I used to think. That's what all the songs I used to write about also were. That the worst thing that could happen to me is heartbreak. And I realized that no, this world is full of injustice. And it was like my eyes started to open, I started to understand what was going on. I was never interested in politics. I was like, yuck. But I started to understand a little bit more of it and how it was affecting me, the environment, the inequality in the world, animal rights, global warming, climate change. Like, it was it was a lot. I started talking about it on my social media. My manager is here online, and she remembers this time because people didn't like it. People didn't like that I was talking about this stuff. There was one event guy who I think called my manager and told her that आपका आर्टिस्ट तो सारा टाइम कुत्ते बिल्ली और प्लास्टिक के बारे में ही बात करता रहता है, कम उसको बोलो कभी अपने काम के बारे में भी बात कर ले. And that was not how I was feeling. And around this time, when I was feeling like this, I actually met a friend of mine in LA. I was there to promote Angry Indian Goddesses, for it was playing at a festival there. And I ended up staying there for a month with this friend of mine. And I started to talk to him about all of this. I talked to him about my going with the flow philosophy. I talked to him about how I wanted to create something of my own. I talked to him about this information that was coming in and how should I deal with it? What do I do about it? And he said, let me introduce a concept to you. Instead of going with the flow, how about you consider this? Dynamic structure for limitless flow. Okay, so this is like really the first important thing that I want to share with you. Dynamic structure for limitless flow. He said, you got to have some kind of plan. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. How can I tell you what is my 6-month plan, 1-year plan, whatever? Like, how do I? And he said, and I said, going with the flow. That's how I have got here so far. And he said, it's cool. You going with the flow only. But now just change your perspective a little bit. There is a dynamic structure, which means you build some kind of structure, some kind of plan, which helps you to flow so that you're not flowing all over the place, wasting your energy, wasting your time. And you create this structure, you create this plan so that you can flow according to the direction this plan is giving you. But the structure is dynamic. That means that it can change at any point of time. And I used to think that I'm commitment phobic, but I'm not. I'm very committed to my cause and my purpose. But at that point of time, I was like, oh, a plan that I can make that I can change at any time? That seems kind of doable. And I really felt that this phrase, this philosophy really changed my life. Dynamic structure for limitless flow. So I could have a plan, some kind of direction in which I wanted to go, but I could change that plan at any time based on the things that were happening to me. But now, how to arrive at this dynamic structure? Like, how do you make this plan? And that actually brings me to the second important, very, very ultra, extremely important thing that I want to talk to you about, which is being authentic. This is like a Hallmark greeting card. Be yourself, be yourself. Only you can be yourself. Nobody else can be you. Be yourself, be yourself, be yourself. It's so annoying because it's so true. Only you can be you. When you look at someone else and you look at their life and you say, like, oh my God, I want that for myself, you have no idea what they have been through or what they have done to reach where they have, what kind of childhood they have, what kind of food they eat, what kind of discipline, non-discipline, what kind of family they have, what support system they have, what education. There's you can only be you. And that is what is going to make you special. That is what is going to make you unique. If you are like another person, you are not unique. If you are like yourself and only yourself and your best self, like Priyanka is saying, you are unique. And now this is how you build a structure for yourself or a plan for yourself, by understanding what it is that is unique about you, what is authentic to you. Who am I? Where do I come from? How did I get here? What do I want? What makes me happy? What's my purpose? Okay, and you don't have to have the answers to everything. What is my purpose is a huge question. So I never, like some people just know and some people work to find out. I worked to find out what my purpose was. Now, being authentic means what? Today, I am living a lifestyle. I choose to live a cruelty free, plant based lifestyle. I'm a hardcore vegan, which means that what I eat, what I wear, the skincare, makeup, everything that I use, everything is cruelty free and has no animal products in it, because that's the life I choose for myself. Because that is who I am. I am vegan, I care about animal rights, and this is me. I am a I have taught myself how to I've been producing music, so I taught myself how to produce music, but I didn't teach myself. I went to take classes to learn how to produce music. I learned how to edit videos. I learned how to direct them. I learned how to grade my own videos. Now I'm doing all of this by myself. My videos are actually winning awards all over the world right now. And I'm actually starting to connect very deeply with my audience. This has only happened because I have first connected with myself, because I did that work to find out who am I and what do I want. And there is a very easy way to do this, okay? It's called an identity document, okay? An identity document which anyone can make. You don't have to be an artist, you don't have to be a brand, you can be anybody and everyone can make an identity document where you ask yourself these questions. You write down. Writing down is amazing, okay? You can't, I'm looking at the comments also, my eyes are shifting. So you sit down. This could take you one day, it could take you 10 days, it took you 1 month. You sit down and you write. Who am I? Where do I come from? How did I get here? What do I want? What makes me happy? And then when you look at all of that stuff, you will realize that that is your authentic self. And if you can then design your life, whether it's the work that you do, the relationships that you keep, whatever you want to build, if you if you know who you are and what you want to do, you will build everything around that. You will create that structure for your limitless flow. And the structure is dynamic, which means tomorrow, if you feel differently, you can change it. It's amazing. So I think these these are really important things. It has taken a lot of time for me to realize that I have to be true to myself, because I was trying to do two things at the same time. I was trying to be Anushka Manchanda, the playback singer who was doing lots of shows and making money and doing really well and had all the support from, from, and had an audience existing. And I was trying to do that. And I was also trying to do Kiss Nuka, where my heart really lies. And I was struggling because I was trying to balance these two, because I was not being true to myself. And when I took the time in this last year and a half to find out what is my purpose, who am I, what do I want, I realized that this is what I want. I want to be Kiss Nuka. I want to speak about my purpose through my art. I want to use music, video, imagery, visual arts to talk about the things that are important to me: the climate, animal rights, environment, nature, the love, the respect that we have, that we must have for each other, an equal world, a voice against oppression. These are the things I want to talk about. That's why I have made songs. Like, if you guys, after this, if you have time, you should check out you can check out some of the work that I've done. You can go to YouTube and check out Don't Be Afraid, check out Ayo Burn, check out Kashmir. You'll understand what I'm talking about. The minute that you actually see my work, you'll understand what I'm talking about. And this is what I mean about living your true purpose. And these are the most important things I can tell you. And before I end, because I really want to talk to you guys, I want to, if you have anything to ask me, I would love to answer. I want to tell you a couple of things, like habits that you can form, or things that you can do that I have been doing, which have been amazing for me. Read books. Please read books. There is so much amazing knowledge and information in books. Homo Deus, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, Ikigai, The Brain. My God, there's so many books that I can recommend. Read. Travel. अभी तो सबकी लगी पड़ी है, क्योंकि कहीं कोई जा ही नहीं सकता कहीं पर अभी, बट फिलहाल, बट जब चांस मिलेगा, travel. It is the one thing that will open up your mind, open up your heart, make you more tolerant, make you grow, really, really grow as a person. Travel. Minimize. You don't need a lot of things. You just need basic things that you value. You don't have to buy a lot of shit to be happy. Actually, you have a few quality pieces of the things that you really need. You can keep your house cleaner. You can pack your bag really quickly and go somewhere if you need to. You can look after your things. You have more value for the things that are in your life, and even for your own time, your own energy, the relationships that you have in your life. So minimize. And the last thing is, spend time with yourself. This is one of the most important things that you can do. We have constant incoming. We're constantly getting information. Phone, TT, Instagram, Facebook, something or the other is going on. Phone pe baat kar rahe hain, Netflix dekh rahe hain. Bahut kuch ho raha hai. You need to give yourself time with yourself. And give yourself that importance. Give your body that importance, that you treat it well, this body that carries you around everywhere, so that you make sure that you exercise and you stay fit. Make sure that you eat healthy, that you give the body the support it needs to support you. Look after your mind. Look after your spirit. I still haven't been able to crack actually meditation. I would love to be able to meditate. मेरे से but I've started chanting. Find it a little bit easy, easier to do. Um, and also, it's not just about meditation or just being by yourself or breathing. It's also about giving yourself that love. This is my studio. My bedroom is right here. Every morning when I wake up, in the beginning in the pandemic, I was in my pajamas all day. But every day I wake up, I spend time with myself. I get dressed up for nobody but myself to come from there, like 2 steps to here, because I value myself. And another greeting card: love yourself. It's really true. You must love yourself, respect yourself, and respect others. And I think that's it. Yeah. So if you have any questions, we can do those questions now. Any questions? I have to look at the chat window here. Okay. I have some questions here. Okay. What is my idea of success? Um, I had not this manager, she's really cool. One previous manager of mine many years ago told me that, listen, I think you need to buy a Range Rover. I was like, Range Rover? It's a cool looking car. 60 lakhs. Free Range Rover. What, I don't know, what, I've forgotten the name of the company. I mean, the model of the car. I was like, why will I spend 60 lakhs on a car? He was like, because when you go for recordings, you go to Yashraj Studios or you go to Shankar Ehsaan Loy Studios and stuff. If you come in in a car like that, people will treat you like a star and they'll respect you for that. I was like, yuck, ऐसे लोग चाहिए ही नहीं मेरे को. मैं जाऊंगी अगर मुझे जाना है रिक्शा में, मैं पैदल जाऊंगी अगर मुझे जाना है. You can't define me by the car that I have. And so I think this kind of, this is something that carries through for me. For me, success is being content with the content that I'm creating, to be healthy, to have a loving family, a support system, to have the time to read, to have the time to travel, and to dance, to have the time to dance, to rave, um, and make enough money to actually do all these things. I don't need anything more than that. I think success for me is when, if people are out there and they connect with what I'm doing, and if I can cause some kind of emotional reaction or some kind of change, I want to change the world. That is successful.